The new recycling plants could power thousands of Hampshire homes, but not everyone's happy about the plans.
It's horrendous. It is absolutely horrendous.
Putting the brakes on drink driving, hundreds arrested in police crackdown.
The devastation it causes is shocking and really just totally unacceptable.
And with the general election just weeks away, the Green Party come out fighting.
We could literally break politics wide open.
Two new processing plants in Marchwell, Southampton could create 40 new jobs and power more than 12,000 homes. But some residents are concerned about the effect on their community. Our environment correspondent, Holly Broughton, has the details.
It may not look like much, but this site in Southampton could become a political battlefield.
It is horrendous. It is absolutely horrendous. We just get dumped on in Marchwood and we just can't, the road infrastructure is impossible.
But others would say the plant is necessary as it would recycle food waste into energy.
There'll be jobs involved, which is always, again, a positive thing. But the downside of it is equally important. I'm particularly worried about the effect it will have on the local infrastructure. People who live in the area understand the noise, disturbance and congestion that these problems cause.
The landowners, Barker Mill Estates, has said they want to work with the local community to develop a facility that has a positive impact on the local community and economy.
A public exhibition will be held for residents in February. The plans will be submitted early spring. Holly Broughton, Winchester News Online.
Winchester's biggest housing development for 40 years has just got bigger. The original plan was for 2,000 new homes, but the council now wants to add hundreds more to the development. Josh Behrens has this report.
The controversial Barton Farm housing development may be getting even bigger. The City Council is debating a plan to add up to 500 extra homes, according to a local planning watchdog, the Winchester Trust, who lobbied the council for this enlargement.
Where are they going to put these affordable homes? And one of the places we have suggested is Barton Farm, which if the densities were increased, you could provide a lot more housing, more densely achieved, and probably lower the cost sufficiently to provide.
The council feels that extra homes won't make much difference.
Housing agencies are questioning the government. Ward members in the area where Barton Farm will have the biggest impact may have reservations about higher numbers, but if you've got 2,000 houses coming, if we were to deliver another 300 or 400 homes, I'm not sure how you could easily quantify the impact of those additional homes.
But councillors are split on this rise in extra homes.
We should be looking at how we use space inside the town, such as car parks, and whether we should be building on those before we start looking at building on greenfield.
The site construction is set to take place in the next few days. The first homes are expected in the market by summer, whilst plans for new unspecified homes will be debated further by the City Council. Josh Behrens, Winchester News Online.
Police crack down on drunk drivers, but is the message getting through? It has been revealed that hundreds of drivers were arrested over Christmas after failing breath tests. Brooke Perriam has the story.
Devastating and life-wrecking. Words used to describe the level of drink drivers in Hampshire following a record-breaking number of breath tests over the festive period. Killing is killing. That's the messaging campaign videos like this. But despite the recent crackdown, police are disappointed in just how many motorists are willing to put innocent lives at risk. As part of a drink drive campaign in December, Hampshire police made almost 200 arrests, with the majority in Winchester and Southampton, but say too many people still persist on getting behind the wheel after drinking. During the crackdown, officers carried out almost 7,000 breath tests and 195 arrests, and although most were charged with an offence, 31 have been bailed and 24 will face no further action. Although the campaign saw an almost 3% drop in motorists driving after drinking alcohol, authorities say the number of drivers willing to is simply not acceptable.
Some people feel that they can do this, that they can risk other people's lives You know, it's up to them if they want to risk their own lives, but the risk of other people and the devastation it causes is shocking and really just totally unacceptable.
The message so far seems to be getting through, but Hampshire Police will continue to target those putting lives in danger. Brooke Perriam, Winchester News Online.
Motorbike owners are being warned after a series of thefts in Southampton. Our regional crime and community correspondent Amy Best reports.
Lock it and leave it. That is the message from police as they start a crackdown on bike thefts. Hampshire Police have released a warning following a string of offences in the Southampton area, which is of growing concern to some locals.
I think that the police could have done more looking at the number of the bikes that have been stolen in the time frame and given more warning that it's taken too long.
Some bike owners feel that more must be done to combat these issues.
I've never really felt that my bike was safe in Southampton because it's got such a bad reputation for bike theft. So no matter how many locks, how many steering locks I put on it, there's still that threat that it's going to get taken, and I feel like it's about time that the police did something more about that.
Police are encouraging people to report any antisocial behaviour in efforts to reduce the number of bikes being stolen. Amy Best, Winchester News Online, Southampton.
For the full police statement, go to our website, winol.co.uk. This week, campaigners have lost their battle to force a clampdown on Stanmore housing after a record number of students were accepted at the University of Winchester this year. Our crime and community correspondent Alice Wheatley has more.
This week, civic chiefs have put off plans brought about by a petition which would have forced developers to get permission before turning family homes into student digs. Leader of the petition, Amanda Chard, told us that the decision has already had implications in the community.
Well, we've already started seeing the evidence. We've had one estate agent in particular knocking doors on the estate, and also they've put a flyer through the doors of local residents.
However, for students this could be a good thing. With an already low stock of student homes, new developments are always welcome.
I think there's clearly, in some of those communities, particularly in Stanmore, where many residents feel that they've had a hard time with houses in multiple occupation, this isn't going to help them. They're going to feel that the council has let them down. I would challenge whether that is the case, but if you can't have that argument or debate, that's how that community will feel.
Alice Wheatley, Winchester News Online, Stanmore.
Thousands of families don't have enough money to properly provide for their children, according to a highly influential study. Our political correspondent Toby Cruz has the story.
A study by the Joseph Rowntree Foundation has suggested that almost 2 in 5 families struggle to raise their children on their current income.
Benefits haven't kept up with the cost of living, which means that lots and lots of households have lost out in that sense. They're not being supported in the way that they were a few years ago.
The Hampshire County Council has said that they are in the midst of financial austerity and that they are maintaining essential services within reduced means. They may be doing all they can, but what they can may not be enough. Toby Cruz, Winchester News Online, Winchester.
Roadworks on busy routes into Winchester are causing delays for commuters. Our transport correspondent Olivia Martin has this.
Tail lights and traffic jams. A sight familiar to many commuters into Winchester. Travel time is almost doubling for some people because of ongoing roadworks in and around the city. The most recent major issue is here, between Stockbridge Road and Sherbolton Avenue, where the tarmac had to be dug out because of a leak. This route already endures traffic issues most weekday mornings, causing delays and aggravation for some commuters.
It becomes very aggravating having to sit in the traffic. Any direction that you come into Winchester is roadworks constantly. There's no way around it really. It's just a case of I have to leave a lot earlier than I usually would do.
Southern Water is responsible for some of the roadworks taking place in Winchester. It has told WINOL that it was planning to complete the roadworks as soon as possible and would prioritise work that causes severe disruption. The congestion in this area is somewhat easing, but for many other commuters, there won't be hope for a simpler journey until mid to late February. Olivia Martin, Winchester News Online.
Upham Brewery in rural Hampshire claims that its beer is so popular that it needs to increase the size of its plant by 500%. Planning permission is yet to be accepted by Southampton City Council. Henry Nixon has more.
Quite simply, we've run out of space. The building that we've got can't cope with where we believe we can take the brewery, which is already 10 times bigger than we started with.
Just behind me here is a proposed site for the new brewery.
The plans submitted feature a 30-foot tall warehouse, and the council will consider its impact on local residents before making a decision. Henry Nixon, Winchester News Online, Upham.
What are you afraid of, boys? That's the challenge from the Greens to David Cameron and Ed Miliband as the party tries to win a place on the televised debates. Our reporter, Ryan Hewlett, was in Westminster to hear leader of the Greens put her case across.
The Green Party have brought their fight for their place in the leaders' debate right here to the heart of Westminster.
Green Party leader Natalie Bennett said the party had doubled its membership, which she described as the Green Surge.
We could literally break politics wide open. Who knows where we're going to end up?
The Greens say that it is unfair they have been excluded from the TV leaders' debate. Bennett announced that the Green Surge means they have more party members than UKIP. The latest Ashcroft poll shows Conservative and Labour neck and neck, with the Green Party just a few points behind UKIP. Despite this, Ofcom says the Greens don't qualify for major party status.
We're still considering the legal action. We're talking to some lawyers with some reassuringly expensive-looking officers.
The question still remains as to whether the party will feature in the election debates. Ryan Hewlett, Winchester News Online, Westminster.
Now, over to our sports editor, Ross Perkins, with the sport.
Thanks. Winchester City, on the back of 3 straight wins, had the chance to go third in the Wessex Premier League to ramp the pressure up on leaders Moneyfields. But they hosted the Leamington Town side who, unbeaten in 3, are still harbouring promotion ambitions of their own. Mark Betts was at the Denplan City Ground.
Winchester were hoping to give Paul Masters a belated birthday present when they hosted Leamington Town. Debutant Jamie Thorogood was able to give that present early on when he tucked in a header at the near post. Cadets were strong throughout the whole game, pushing down the far wing. A ball in to Seaton, who played in Warren Bentley, allowed Winchester to tap in their second. In the second half, Bentley was brought down by goalkeeper Stuart Williamson, who had already been given a talking to by the ref. Receiving a red card, defender Luke Ansell was forced to go in goal. Amazingly, the defender saved the penalty. Jeff Dunn came on for Adam Roberts and added additional energy to the game, getting the ball to Warren Bentley, whose fake shot tricked the keeper, allowing him to score his second and Winchester's third. Leamington failed to find their feet all game, and with Winchester keeping the pressure on, Zach Glasspool was able to launch a left-footed strike from the edge of the box, ending the game 4-0 and putting them third in the league. Winchester's promotion fight is still on. Mark Betts, Winchester News Online.
Unfortunately, there was no match for Basingstoke Town on Tuesday night, as their game with Weston-super-Mare was called off. The club confirmed early afternoon on Twitter that the clash at the Soccer Home Stadium had been postponed due to a frozen pitch. This means that Basingstoke missed the chance to go second in the Conference South, but do have 3 games in hand over leaders Boreham Wood, who are 9 points ahead. Winchester City's Tuesday night fixture against Gosport Borough did go ahead, but despite a battling performance, Paul Masters' men were beaten 5-2 in the Hampshire Senior Cup quarter-final by the team 3 leagues above them. Speaking to WINOL, Paul Masters said, "To be honest, we performed really well for 80 minutes. The team we played are 3 leagues above us and we gave them a very good game. To go out at any stage is disappointing, but we had a few lads that were suspended and cup-tied, and for the last 10 minutes I think the lads were tired, but I was very pleased with the young lads' performances." And finally, Winchester Rugby Football Club trounced KCS Old Boys 62-18 in their London 2 South West League match, making it 10 league wins in a row. The result leaves Winchester second in the table on 54 points, just 6 points off of leaders Totonians. They now travel to third-placed London Cornish, who are just 2 points behind Winchester. And that's all from sports. Back to the studio.
BBC Radio 1's DJ and festival director Rob DeBank has launched a new festival that has been accepted by Southampton City Council. Our arts and entertainment correspondent Ryan McAndrew has the story. Now for a sneaky peek at our features.
The coordinators of music event Festival are bringing a metropolitan festival to Southampton. Held on Southampton Common, the two-day event in May will see both live music and DJ acts performing. Many local residents who use the Common see no objections.
Boy, it brings a lot of excitement, a lot of entertainment, everything for every age group.
I think it's good. I think it'd be nice to have another big event here.
We have no problem with that as long as it's well organised. I don't expect there to be any problems.
With 30,000 people set to attend the event, both organisers and the council are working together to ensure the safety of festival goers.
We have done a deal where we take a tiny percentage of each ticket sold, which we'll reinvest in other facilities in the city. We hope to sign a long-term deal with Festival to bring this show back every year for the next 5 years, but we'll have to wait and see how this first one goes.
It may not look like it now, but in a few months' time, hopefully the Common will become the destination of an award-winning festival. Ryan McAndrew, Winchester News Online, Southampton.
That's all for WINOL this week, but for more award-winning news, sports and features, head over to winol.co.uk. Goodbye.